That's yours.
I'm outdoors, man. My wife is inside watching the novela. So
Oof.
You are watching Tejano TV. Don't change that channel.
Hey, this is Carlos Garcia, and you're watching my favorite show in the whole world, the Tres Amigos Show.
Tejano TV presents.
awesome.
It's the Three Amigos Show! Starring Big Daddy D. Burleson, the Midnight Cowboy Marcus Daniels, EL Guy Juan Mendoza. Tonight's special guest, it's Oscar G. Brought to you by Mas Chingon Radio, LilaLisaPromotions.com,
Hey, baby.
Menantes Publishing, The Songwriter's Choice, Archie's Homestyle Burgers in Cotulla, Texas, the Tejano Conjunto Music Superstore, Janie's Record Shop, and Tejano TV. And now, let's get on with the show.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us here on this awesome Wednesday night. We got an awesome show lined up for you guys with an awesome guest. We want to thank you guys so much for joining us. Make sure you guys download Tejano TV on Roku, Apple, and Android. And of course, we are live right now on Facebook and YouTube. So make sure you guys subscribe to our channels. And first off, we want to thank our awesome sponsors, my beautiful wife, Lila Mendoza, with Lila Lisa Promotions, Janie's Record Shop, Archie's Homestyle Burger, Menantes Publishing, and Nuestra Música Monthly Magazine. And I am el más chingón, Juan Mendoza. We can't hear you, Marcus.
Marcus Daniels Midnight Mariachi.
Oh, man. We got an awesome guest, the awesome legend himself of Tejano music. We got Oscar G in the house. Oscar, what's going on?
Brother, thank you so much. This modern technology, man, is blowing me away. You know,
It's new.
I want to say hello to everyone. Thank you for the invite. I am so happy to be able to reach your whole audience and the whole world actually via cyberspace. Gracias.
How you liking the new technology these days?
Well, it changes. It changes daily, but this is great. We don't have to get on the car and tour the whole country just to promote.
Just
We
like the
can
old
do it.
days?
We
Yeah.
yeah we can do it in the comfort of our own home and have an adult beverage. Where is it? Let's see.
How about those
I
studio musicians from all over
well
sending in tracks? You don't have to all go to some studio and
exactly
record 12
exactly.
hours.
What I do now is I do vocals here in Eagle Pass and via email. There you go.
Yeah.
I never said a foot in the studio. I do everything here.
Well, in case anybody's wondering where D's at, D's gonna have a procedure done tomorrow, so he's getting prepared for that. So we just want to send our prayers going out to him. Nothing major, just a routine checkup and stuff. So he's got to get up pretty early for that. So he sends us regards tonight and stuff. So he'll be back. He'll be back next week. But want to thank you guys, everybody out there, so much. I want to say this real quick. Yesterday I was checking the Google Analytics for Mas Chingon Radio, and Mas Chingon Radio has been going around for 12 years already. And
Wow.
I checked the analytics yesterday actually, and this year alone, within the past 4 months, for some reason I don't know how or why, we hit 1.4 million hits on Mas Chingon
Oh
Radio.
my God. Oh
That
my
is
God.
crazy because I'm used to like
Really?
hundreds or something like that within a couple months, maybe if I'm lucky enough, maybe 1,000 or something. But this one literally said 1.4 million hits on Mas Chingon
Oh my
Radio. So
God.
I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's
Well,
the music, the programming. We don't have any old school music, so it's all brand new music. So I really don't know if that's the case or what it was. But 1.4 million, we're just ecstatic about that. So thank you guys, everybody
You
from
know,
here and Mexico for listening in. We appreciate you guys.
this is my biggest live audience. Then I am scared now.
It's, how do you think we feel? We're hosting
One
this.
point, 1 point something million. That's too many zeros.
That is too many zeros. I don't know if I can count that high. I can
I
barely
don't
count
know,
to
man.
100.
But
It
you
may
know
be the
what?
podcast.
I'd like to take this opportunity to say hello to Mexico. Para todos mis hermanos en México, un saludo, un abrazo fuerte de su servidor, de su amigo Oscar G. Yo me encuentro ahorita acá en la frontera de Eagle Pass, Texas. Nuestros vecinos, Piedras Negras, Coahuila. ¿Qué hubo, le?
Nice. Yeah, and everybody out there in Monterrey, I know Monterrey follows Mastering on Radio, and a lot of the artists that come out of there, they follow us, and they're constantly
Yeah,
sending us music. So I know a few of the
that's
bands
great.
just released some music, and they just sent it to us yesterday, a couple days ago. But it's awesome. Also, one more quick thing before we go ahead and interrogate Oscar G. Tomorrow, actually, we're going to be celebrating our 2 year anniversary. So tomorrow's going to be 2 years that we've had Tejano TV up and going. So May 1st is our anniversary dates. So thank you guys so much for all your love and support and everything else. And next week we're officially going to celebrate with D here, but I just had to throw that out there because tomorrow is the official date. So happy anniversary to Tejano TV and all of our crew and everything else. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you for that, man. Uh,
Nice.
you know what? I am overwhelmed. I just can't. It hasn't hit me yet that you guys reached 1.2 million. You said
1.4.
likes.
How do you think? Like I said, how do you think we feel? I'm like still
What?
ecstatic. I have to keep going back to the analytics page just to make sure that that number did not change for some reason. I did it today again. I went back up there and I was like, did it change? And no, it was still the same. So I was like, wow, this is crazy stuff.
It is
Honestly
crazy.
don't know what happened. So, but
Wow.
the numbers were there. So, and we showed proof on social media yesterday. So that's crazy.
Wow, man.
But
It is crazy.
Oscar, you've had a awesome career music wise. Singing and you doing your own projects. You did an album with David Lee. You sang with other artists and stuff like that. So, how long have you been in the industry?
Well, I started with David Lee Garza back in 1989 before social media, of course.
Is it-
But prior to that, I've been in this industry locally here in Eagle Pass since the I want to say early 70s. Uh, I've I've sang with various local bands here. We were the guys that would open up for all these headliners that came into town, and I was in awe, man, when these guys came into town. And you ask questions, and sometimes now I understand. Sometimes you go to other towns and people, the other local bands, they want to know what to do. Well, that was me back in the 70s. Being the leech, gonna asking all these questions. Gorro, pues no gorro, and so, but that's how you learn. If you don't ask questions, you don't learn.
yeah.
So, and then fast forward, I joined a band out of Kingsville. I went to Kingsville, Texas A&I, and the band that I formed there was called La Sonrisa,
Mhm.
and it was a five-piece band. It was just the rhythm section. We did one album under De La Rosa Records, and then I came back to Eagle Pass, and these guys added horns to the band, and they changed the name, and they called it Showband USA. And you know the
Oh,
rest of the story.
Yeah.
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 So
Okay.
yeah. So after that, I came back to Eagle Pass, and I reformed, regrouped here in Eagle Pass, and then see what happens. I auditioned for the Force out of Harlingen, Texas / Brownsville, and I got the port. I mean the part. So I was doing that gig for 1 year with the Force, and then I heard David Lee Garza was looking for a new singer after Emilio left,
Mhm.
and I auditioned for him live at a club in San Antonio, and he gave me some songs. He said we're having auditions next week on a Tuesday, I believe it was, here at his ranch and in Poteet. And I told him, I can't, man, because I have these gigs lined up. And so what happened. That was on a Thursday that I auditioned live in at a club called Desperados in San Antonio.
Mhm.
We exchanged numbers. Man, I gave him all my numbers. I gave him my suegra's number,
Personal number,
my parents' number. I gave
beeper
him my
number.
my
So
beeper number.
they were having a normal gig, a regular gig, and you got on stage and performed.
Yeah, yeah,
That was
live.
your
Was,
idea.
was it like
He,
a
he,
right place, the right time thing, or did he ask you to
no,
come up there?
it actually was. He said, I walked into the club during the end of his first set. He was hanging around there by the bar, so I introduced myself, and he told me, "What songs do you know de nosotros?" I go, "None of them." He said, "I don't know none of your songs," and so he said, "Okay, so pick a country song, pick a pick a bolero, and pick a Tejano song, three songs. I'll call you up." So okay, so I'm hanging around there at the bar, having my adult beverage, and sure enough, he calls me up, and I did my three songs, and before I got up the stage, I said, "Don't leave, let's talk at the end of the show." So I waited, and he comes out of the office, and he hands me an envelope with like I don't know how many songs, a lot of songs in the envelope. He said, "Learn these songs. We're having audition Tuesday of next week." I told him, "I can't." So we exchanged a number. Well, something comes up, blah, blah, blah. Well, I came back home that Friday. I went to my suegra's house, and luckily I gave my suegra's phone number. We were going in for breakfast. She calls us, "Come join us for breakfast." So we did go. So my cuñado said me, "This guy wants you to call him up." But he gave me the wrong name. To this day, I think he set me up. He said, "David Mares wants you to call him."
Oh,
And I go, David Mares doesn't even know I exist, man.
that's
And I
crazy.
go, it is crazy. So, okay, I'll call him and see what he wants. David answered the phone and he said, "May I speak with David Mares?" And
Oh man.
he goes, "Who? David Mares." And I go, "No, man, this is not David Mares, this is David Lee." He go, "Oh yeah, I'm sorry." I told him that my pinche cuñado, told me to
That's
call
really
him.
insulting. That's really insulting.
So yeah. Well, he didn't take it like that. We started laughing about it after I told my cuñado's a prankster, and he just he messed it up. So anyway, fast forward, and then he said the guy that I had last night quit on me,
Oof.
and I have this gig tonight, Saturday and Sunday. You go, "Chihuahua, bro, was I haven't even looked at your songs." You go, "Well, we'll do a lot of podcasts tonight. Can you come in?" So I said, "Yeah, I can go in." So he said, "Go to San Antonio. I'll pay for the flight because he was late." He says, "Come over to San Antonio to Houston. I'll send somebody to pick you up." And he did. I get to the gig, but he never told me what to wear.
Oof.
Now, remember, I'm coming from a band that would dress up like rockers of the
The
force,
force.
the spandex pants, the sequins, the bandana, todo el chocho. So my my wardrobe for the weekend was nothing but that. So you couldn't see it because I had one of those zip up coat hangers. So I get there at 9 o'clock, and we go on at 9:30. And I go, he gave me a Walkman, dude, with a cassette. He said, "Learn as many songs as you can." Really, in 30 minutes?
Oh my god.
Wow. You
But
barely
I did
probably
learn
learned
one song.
one.
He said, this is what we're pushing because this is our latest single. Remember that song? Is the
Yeah,
Me
yeah.
quieres tú y te quiero
Yeah,
yo.
yeah.
That song, that was their hit for that year. And I said, learn this one. So I'm learning this song in like 30 minutes and trying to get dressed at the same time. So Wowie, when he sees me getting dressed into my spandex pants and those big leather boots up to the knees, my sequence, he goes, "Watch out, David! I thought it's going like that." And then he goes, "No, no, no, no! You can't go up like that." So I had to borrow boots, I had to borrow pants, I had to borrow a shirt, and they threw a hat on me, and they changed my whole identity. So I went up on stage like that, and I did what I could. We did a lot of old standards, and we did a lot of podcasts, and then but after the gig, it says learn as many as you can, man. You go, I will allow you to use these cheat notes for 2 weeks. I think, if I'm not mistaken, there were like anywhere between 35 to 40 songs total.
Wow.
They said that because we can't have you go up there, using this notebook. So what I was in my bunk on the road from gig to gig, I got that Walkman in my ears, man, and I'm listening, and I had a little light in my bunk and trying to learn as many songs. So it took me 2 weeks to learn all the songs, and I threw away the um, the cheat notes. So that's how I got into David Lee Garza.
So
And
you're talking about learning 40 songs. This is all the stuff that Emilio and Ram put out with them.
correct,
All that
correct.
stuff. Now going back to Showband USA and the Force, you came before or after Paul Garza or during
No,
Paul
no.
Garza? Because I know he's with both of them at the same around the same time or after.
Paul had a band in Kingsville, but they were rockers, and he would hang with us in some of our gigs. You know, and sometimes the keyboard player, Robert Garcia,
Mhm.
who by the way already passed, they were very tight. So he'd ask Paul to come up on stage and sing, and he used to sing that song that was very very popular by Kenny Rogers. You picked the fine time to leave me, Lucille.
Lucille. Yeah.
He used to
Wow.
sing that song a lot, and so when I left, they said, "Well, they work with him and they turn him into a Tejano artist. He's got a monster voice, man.
Yeah.
Awesome singer. Yeah, mi
Yeah.
respetos
And
for Paul. Yeah,
yeah, I know he came out with a few albums with Showband USA, and then he left there,
yes,
went to the Force, and
yes, he did.
after that, I don't know whatever happened to him. I know he was like a music teacher or something down by
I
Corpus.
think he was
Last I
teaching
heard.
speech. I think he was teaching speech. I'm not
Oh,
sure on
okay.
that. Pero
Yeah.
it's weird because when I came back home to Eagle Pass and then I went to the Force, I'm singing all Paul's songs. How
Mhm.
weird is that? And Vete con
Wow.
él and all those songs. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. So of course, you come out with the legendary album with David Lee, which is very popular. You know, you got Ojo de Vidrio on there, and it's an awesome CD. And they came out with two different covers to it. One was done by mistake.
Which one? I didn't
The
know
one
that.
that the album that you did with David Lee.
I did two of them.
Oh, there was one with had like a green back green. What was the name of the album? I'm having a moment.
That's piracy, man. It never existed. You probably saw it at La Pulga or somewhere, but
Yeah,
that's
bootleg,
that's the
bootleg.
raw cover.
What was a bootleg?
Probably boot. No, it was. It was. Let me see. I gotta look it up real quick. But yeah, that was a couple of very successful albums that you did with David Lee at the time.
Yeah, I think one is titled El que más te ha querido, and that's him sitting, and in the background you can see the Alamo. I think he's wearing a white shirt, and he's holding his one of his accordions.
Yeah, it
And
was. It was this one right here.
yeah, yeah,
And
that's the
and then
original
and
one.
then there was a like an alternate cover or something was done by mistake, and it turned out to be that
Nah,
way.
no, and I never saw that cover.
That's the first time you saw that.
It's the first time I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
it was done like this. It was like a greenish, grayish looking color compared to the
it was,
alternate, compared to the
You
original
want
one.
you seen
that's the
actual
original one. Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
original
you
one.
seen actual tape cassettes or albums? One
because I think the actual CDs of that like that.
Yeah,
cities.
Yeah, so that's what that
CDs.
was. It
yeah.
was that album right there.
Through the
That's a
years,
great
Oscar,
album.
fans are going to expect to hear some of those songs at every performance, or are your fans still expecting to hear some of those
Well,
songs?
you know what? Those few songs on that album, El que más te he querido, they became some of my signature songs.
Mhm.
And little did I know back in 1989 when I recorded these songs that I would have to sing them for the rest of my life, you know. But
That's
that's good
crazy.
because it kept me working. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, you don't hear Hugo complaining about
No,
pachanga or charanga.
charanga.
He
Yeah,
doesn't
Yeah.
because
complain
he's saying
about
I've sang that song over 1,000 times, man.
Let's give a couple shout outs real quick. Ford Muscle Luis 97 says saludos Oscar G.
Saludos, brother.
Juanita Chapa says hello amigos and guest.
Chapa. Saludos,
She said
Juanita.
she said congrats Juan, I'm watching on radio La Buena Música. Thank you, appreciate it.
Thank you, thank you.
Buddy from It's the Tejano Time says shout out from DFW. What's up, Oscar G and three amigos? What's going on,
Hello,
buddy?
brother. What's going on?
We got Gilbert Zamora says, "Yo guys, what's up, Oscar? It was cool winging it with you when Roger called me to help out at the Fanfare 2015. May he rest
Oh
in
man.
peace."
Amen to that, brother. Thank you. Beautiful memories.
Yeah, Gilbert Zamora is also the accordion player for Bobby Pulido, and he
Yes.
just released the album himself not too long ago, and
Yes,
he's
he
working
did.
on the second one. So, big
Wow.
congratulations going out to him. And Gilbert's been having a lot of fun lately. He's been out there performing at the Texans game and all kinds of stuff out there, man. That's crazy.
Is that
yeah,
beautiful?
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Uh,
beautiful.
Nice, Oscar. It was good running into you during Fanfare, man. When you played at Jaime's place, man, that was
I
fun.
remember that. That was beautiful. I love that place, man.
Yeah, it
And
was
you get
nice.
the ambiance there is very positive vibes, man. When you go in there.
Yeah, yeah. You were playing with La 45,
Yes.
who called you up there, and you did a couple songs, and we were tripping out with Hector, the sax player, because you had him you had him working for a little bit when you were doing your songs. I think you were
I
doing a
just
couple of
threw a
the
little
ones. With,
pop. I just threw a little pop quiz in there. Well, okay, you did it, but can you do it 4 times?
yeah, you were doing a David Lee song. You were doing a couple of songs that you did with David Lee, and you had him working, and he was having fun though with it.
Yes, it was. You know, but it's good to do that because it breaks the monotony, man. Sometimes people are bored on stage, and you just want to break the ice and make everybody smile. And not only that, because he's a good saxophone player. Not too many people can do that on the spot.
Yeah,
It takes a real professional to do that. When somebody throws you a curve like that, okay, you want to challenge me?
Yeah, I see it. I see you had this drummer. He's pretty good drummer. You had him filling in on playing with you a couple of gigs. Chente,
Yeah.
if anyone's heard of that guy, he was.
Well, Chente, when I went solo, Chente was my first drummer, actually.
I did not know that. Okay.
Yes, he was with me for several years, and as you may know this, that when you get musicians, good musicians, and then there's a band that is has more gigs than you and it pays more. Well, you know, it's a very small industry. Someone's going to get invited. So Chente
Yeah.
got invited by Jay, and he did it the right way. He said, "Brother, I got this invite," and I go, "Chente, if it's to further, to more money, hey, it's a small industry. You know, I give you have my blessing. I love you. You'll always be my brother, and not that with this man. It's you need to grow as an artist." And he did. As a matter of fact, all my demos that were that I got through my keyboard player at the time, which is Martin Garcia, God rest his soul. Chente would do all the vocals on it. So when I first heard it, when I first heard him on tape, and I go, man, this guy's got a beautiful voice. So yeah, he does, and he's got a very high range. So I would tell Mark, you know what? Yeah, this is a good song, man, but lower the key, please. Está cantando
And
allá en las nubes. No, 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 lower the keys for me, man. Yeah, but I would get all my demos, and he would sing all of them, and he turned out to be this awesome drummer that he's probably recorded with everyone in this industry,
pretty much.
Mhm.
pretty much, man. And not to mention he won a Grammy.
He won the
Yeah.
Grammy. Grammy.
I mean, who can say that, man? You know,
Yeah.
I remember. I
I can't,
remember.
I
Yeah,
can't.
I remember watching one of the old Tejano Music Awards, and I think David Lee brought him up at one point. And he was just a small little kid.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
You want to say, is he a better vocalist or a better drummer? Most people, you don't
You
know.
know what? That's a very good question. I know he can harmonize with anyone in this industry for a fact.
Hmm.
He can do first, second, and third. He can play drums. Um, I would say both. It's just as good as both.
Yeah, yeah.
He's a monster drummer, man. He's a awesome he's a singer as well.
Let's see. What would you say your signature song is?
I would say that the one that did it for me at the beginning. I want to say Quiereme, but I also want to say Marca mi número.
Marca mi número.
Uh-huh.
Mm.
I'll tell you a funny story about the lyrics and the songwriter behind that song. His name is Manuel Enriquez, known as Memo. God may God have him in all his glory. He passed, but uh, he was going through some issues at home, and I noticed that about him one time, and says, "What's going on, man?" Well, then he told me the story. He was having issues at home, and he said, "But I wrote this song. Something good came out of this." And I go, "Really?" So let me hear it. We were outside in his car waiting for the rest of the band to show up for a rehearsal, and he sang it, but he sang it as a ballad. And he said, I told him, "Dude, that's a beautiful song. I want to record it." He goes, "Nah, man, you're just being nice to me." No, no, I'm not being nice to you. Trust me. No, pinche vatos, they're gonna, make fun of me, and no, no, man, let's do it. So, long story short, we did the song. It was an awesome hit, and just like out of the movies, they got back together because everywhere I would go, I would say this is for Memo's wife, blah blah blah, and so I guess somebody told her, "Hey man, did you hear the song that your husband wrote for you?" Blah blah blah. Long story short, they got back together, and so as a joke, when she was around the band at our San Antonio gigs, I would tell her, "Pues, córremelo, córrelo otra vez."
Come on with another song.
See, and it became a joke. So that's how that song was born. And Marca Mi Número was written by Richard Allen. His wife is from Durango. And I asked him one time, "Dude, how do you write these songs?" And I go, "Well, I read these telenovelas, those little pocketbooks in Spanish.
Mhm.
I read the story and I base songs out of what I read." So I read this book about this guy, blah, blah, that was called his girlfriend, blah, blah, blah. And long story short, here's the song, Marca Mi Número. So that came out of a paperback novela.
Yeah. Wow, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
it's crazy,
Maybe
isn't
your
it?
wife, is in there coming up with your next song. She's watching
Hey, you
novellas, right?
never know, man. You never know.
I hear that's where a lot of songs come from. A lot of hits. Like I know Raulito at one point said that one of his big hits with Emilio, I think it was Ya no me pones atención or something like that.
Mhm.
It actually came from a novela that he was watching or something like that.
Ah, wow.
The girl told him, ya no me pones atención. So he went ahead and started writing all the lyrics and
That
stuff, and
that
came out a big hit for him.
that.
Yeah,
Wow, man. That is
nice.
awesome.
Nice.
Yeah. That's we need songwriters right now. There's
Yeah.
not too many around anymore.
No,
What
there's
about
not.
Because
Contigo? Tell us about Contigo.
Contigo, the song was introduced to me by JB Hernandez. He's Chenta's drummer.
Okay.
Uh, he comes from the valley. After Chente left, JB joined our band. He was coming from a band from the valley called Ternura with Arturo Montes, and he's a hell of a drummer. And we've worked so much in the studio together. We did several albums together, and we've been working on and off with Chente for the past 10 years, man. Chente, Ragolito, y yo.
Mhm.
It's not every month, but every year we do a few gigs. So in on the road, you get to talk to all your camaradas on the road in the van, and we're exchanging the ideas back and forth. And then he told me, I got this song, man. I'm gonna send it to you. If you like it, trust me. Let me do all the arrangements. And so I heard it and I liked it. And he got a guy out of Del Rio named Mark Hernandez. He's a keyboard player.
Mhm.
And then he got Anthony Hernandez playing guitar. That when I joined Chente on the road, Anthony was the guitar player. I think now he's playing with Latin Breed, or I don't know. Well, he was. I don't know if he's still there. But Three Hernandez, man, talk about the three amigos, right? Three Hernandez. Three Hernandez, man, did all the arrangement. Just three guys did all that song Contigo, and it's
Nice.
it's it is getting some airplay now.
Yeah.
When I first heard it, I thought it was a gospel song. That's how I felt it. And I go, I go, JB. I called him up. Is this a gospel song? Because of what the lyrics are saying. He said it can be if that's how is that what you feel, but it can also be about it can also be like a love song. The guy or the girl. Remember, I mean, if you listen to it and if you listen to the lyrics, you never hear the word "mi mujer te extraño" or "eres mía" or it's like in the third sense,
Mhm.
and it's just open up for the listener, however the listener wants to interpret that song,
Yeah.
however you feel it. I felt it like a gospel song, but it can also, after he mentioned it can be a love song, you go, it makes sense too. It
Yeah.
does.
I guess it could be interpreted that way. I kind of figured it
Yes.
was more or less that route because there was really nothing. How would you say, like, direct to anybody at all? It doesn't
Right.
say, like
Right.
you said, that was meow or something like that. It wasn't directed at anybody. So
Mm-mm.
I kind of figured
No.
it had to be something maybe spiritual, just overall in general sense.
Yes. And that's the kind of song that is up to the listener, whatever however he feels it. If you love your wife, if your wife loves her husband, great. And now if someone is into the Lord, which thank God,
Should be the
and that's your
relationship
song. That's your
relationship with
song.
God. Yeah.
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 All right. Well, we're gonna go ahead and play a video here. We're gonna take everybody back a little ways, and we're gonna do this one here. Let's get Marcus's little cue card.
Órale, Paco, tenemos otro video.
Yes, we do.
Órale.
All right, we're gonna do a little old school. This is Oscar G, and this one is called "Quédame" right here on the Three Amigos Show.
Wow. Wow, look at that.
Who's that young guy?
Wow, man, that's like 40 pounds ago. That's at Manny Records.
Quiero que me quieras solo a mí, que me lleves en el centro de tu corazón.
Wow, man. I still have that shirt in the closet.
de tu corazón. Quiero que me extrañes hasta el fin, que te falte todo, todo cuando no esté yo. Quiéreme así como te quiero a ti, como la flor necesita la luz del sol. Quiéreme así como te quiero a ti, yo soy el fuego que no enciende sin tu amor. Dame, mujer, tus caricias, dame, mujer, tus abrazos, dame, mujer, tus sonrisas, dame, mujer, quiero perderme en tu amor.
What is that now?
Quiero que me quieras solo a mí, que me lleves en el centro de tu corazón. Quiero que me extrañes hasta el fin,
Oh, the light's better over here, no?
que te falte todo, todo cuando no esté yo. Quiéreme así como te quiero a ti, como la flor necesita la luz del sol. Quiéreme así como te quiero a ti, yo soy el fuego que no enciende sin tu amor. Dame, mujer, tus caricias, dame, mujer, tus abrazos, dame, mujer, tus sonrisas, dame, mujer, quiero perderme en tu amor.
Janie's Record Shop, a proud sponsor of Tejano TV, San Antonio's favorite record store since 1985.
All right, that was a classic right there. And that was
It was.
Quédeme. That was an awesome video. We're gonna try to do some more. We're gonna add some more videos to Tejano Classic TV. So make sure you guys get ready for that. And that one, we're gonna throw that one into the mix there for your
Awesome.
viewing
Awesome.
pleasure. Oscar, I want to say congratulations. You just retired
From work, yes.
from work.
Not from
Yeah.
music. Not from,
Not from music. Yeah, I just wanted
No.
to be clear with that. Yeah, from his 9 to 5, he retired.
9 to 5. Yeah.
Nice.
For 21 years. So I'm fully vested and getting a pension plan. I mean, getting a pension check. So yeah, as a matter of fact, today was the first day that I got my pension check. And I go like, wow, man, this is feels nice.
Nice. Yeah, remember you made the announcement you were officially gonna retire from work, and
Yes.
you were gonna show up one day and the rest of you was vacation or something like that.
Yeah. You know what? I took my annual leave. I saved them. Everything's got to be planned. So I said, you know what? I'm going to take my last 2 weeks, my annual leave, and then never go back.
Guys, well, congratulations. What was your
Thank
what was
you.
your job?
I was overseeing 9 counties. That my job title was RESCA manager, and I would oversee 9 counties pertaining to unemployment.
You did that for 30 years. How long did you say you did that?
21.
21.
21 years. Okay.
Yeah.
So now you get to invest yourself fully into music now.
Yes. Yes,
That
and
and
I got a nice little cushion there on the side. I got a 401k, but I haven't touched that yet. I'm still wondering what to do with that. Maybe in RV somewhere, and
uh,
Ma and Pa go out and travel.
see,
That's true.
And just travel.
I was just gonna say you can spend more time barbecuing with that Bud Light.
Oh yes, yes, yes. Yeah, you know what? It's great, but I find myself now that I'm doing more work than but aquí no hay sick leave, no hay annual leave, so, so
Well, at least you ain't got to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning now. You could sleep in a
no,
little
I
bit.
don't. I
No.
know, it's a nice feeling when you wake up in the morning and you don't have anywhere to go. So you make your coffee, and I'm here alone at home because my wife doesn't want to retire yet.
Oh,
She's a second grade school teacher,
Okay.
and she
Oh,
does
wow.
not want to retire yet. So the kids are gone. Estamos solos, so I'm here alone at home, and I go have lunch a lot. As a matter of fact, Brando and myself and Omero, we met yesterday. Actually, we did a
Omero, Omero,
podcast.
Omero.
Homero, yeah, Homero and Brandon, myself, we did a podcast last night here locally. It's called Badass Grilling. So you might want to check those guys out,
Yeah,
también.
we need to check
nice.
that
Yeah,
out.
and yeah, you know what? And they can back up that badass grilling because they did some grilling yesterday. Like it was badass. Like
So do you barbecue
a lot every
a lot?
week, every week.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, he
Uh,
My
always before he gets started, he posts a picture of the grill with the Bud
yeah,
Light.
yeah, yeah.
they should have got some of those pictures. D would have been all up on there grabbing the pictures.
Then
That,
my daughter's coming in from San Antonio tomorrow. So no, no, no. See, I don't even. I thought tomorrow was Friday. It's not Friday. So she's coming in Friday. So that gives me time to prepare. I gotta text her and say, "What do you want?" So I'm gonna time it. What time you get home? Time it when she gets here. Boom. Ya
Ready.
está la carnita.
nice. That's what happens when you retire. You don't even know what day it is anymore.
I know, right?
We got Miss Sammy Torres. She said, "Am I tripping or is someone missing?"
Yeah.
Yeah, D's missing. D's missing. He'll be here. He'll be back next week. She said, "Hi, my awesome amigos. What's going on?" Rick Balderrama said, "My brother Oscar. What's going on, Rick?"
Hey, Rick. Un abrazo, Rick. We gotta do a duet together, man. I've told you
There you
like a
go.
thousand times.
You got to catch him because he's always traveling everywhere. Him and his wife. So I don't know where they're at this time. They might be in Italy again. They might be
Probably, probably. Un
Alaska.
abrazo, brother. Un abrazo, brother Rick.
Yeah, we need to get Rick back on the show sometime soon. Let's see. We got Miss Irene Mendoza says hello, three amigos, and Oscar G.
Hello, Irene.
Thank you so much for tuning in as always. Let's see who else we got here. We got Marie Garcia says hello to all of you. Hello, Mr. Colorado, with lots of love from Colorado. He's not on today.
Even here.
Yeah, that's what she said. Nice.
Marie, hello,
Juanita Chap.
Marie.
Juanita Chapa. Okay, there's a lot of cross talking here. Let's see. Joe Leal says saludos
Oh,
amigos
sí.
desde Chicago. Thank you for tuning in. Saludos a mi
Saludos.
gran amigo Oscar G. My first collaboration recording was Nunca Pensé with Oscar G. He opened doors for me.
Yeah.
A very humble man. Muchas bendiciones, Oscar G.
Thank you, brother Joe. Thank you.
Nice. Let's see. Norma Salazar says hello, Oscar G.
Hello, Norma. I
Nice.
think the last time I saw Norma was in Chicago. Norma, I'm not sure. It could have been.
Norma, they're from Michigan, Lansing, Michigan.
Yeah. Maybe that's where it was, Lansing, Michigan.
That's even, yeah. Her husband, George is an awesome artist too.
Yes,
George Salazar. Nice.
yes.
Okay, they're all cross talking here. Nice. So with your retirement, you plan on doing more studio time? You're gonna working on a new album?
Absolutely, yes. Well, this song has just been released. Well, Brando and I got together remember when we had the COVID in
Yeah.
2020?
Yeah, I remember
That
seeing
this
you guys doing a lot of performing
the
acoustic.
whole world shut down, man.
Yeah.
You couldn't barbecue in the backyard with your friends because you get arrested. So yeah, so what Brandon and I did, I go, Brando, can we do something? Because he has a studio. And he go, can we record some songs? And first thing out of his mouth, have you taken your vaccines yet? Yes. So so did he. So we would get together and we recorded a whole bunch of songs back in 2020, and I still have those songs. And I've been releasing one single occasionally. Like I did Es Amor. I had Aisha do some background vocals.
Mhm.
I did Porque No Te Importó.
Oh
That's
yeah.
another. I did that one. I did what else did I do? That was released. Es Amor. Oh yeah, I did Por Más Que Intento. That's a beautiful ballad, man.
I think those were
Por Más.
released last year, weren't they?
Yeah, but they were
Ye-
recorded during COVID.
Yeah.
So I still have a whole bunch of songs. As a matter of fact, in my phone as we speak, everything that I recorded, I have it in my phone. They're ready to be released. But I might release another one when this song starts to decrease in airplay. I'll release the next one. But there's talk to do some uh, uh, to join some other bands as far as recording together. Um, and I'm excited for the invite, and I truly appreciate, and it honors me that they asked me to record. But there's a I have a project going on that I don't want to let the cat out of the bag right now, but we're going to be doing some studio work with a badass band that I was very fortunate to have been invited to. And who else had invited me? I did Despierta with Aviso.
Mhm.
There's a great bunch of guys, man, beautiful. And I've done some live performances with them as well. But this song.
Juan, let's just run through some band names until we can see the reaction of your face. And then we're gonna know that we.
Well, he likes playing with the big band sounds. He's already he's played with La 45. Aviso band. It's just a matter of time. He maybe Latin breed, maybe Tortilla Factory at some point or something like that. Hey, even get Marcus. You can collaborate with Marcus.
¿Por qué no? Why not?
Heck yeah.
I know. If D was here, he'd say, yeah, whatever. He'd be down for it too.
All I gotta do is call me. Anybody wants to sing with them, I'll go record. Why not?
Nice. That's crazy though. COVID, shut down a lot of stuff, and it gave you more time to work on a lot of stuff.
I had never worked from home. Our office shut down for seven
Mhm.
months.
Oh wow.
So we go out. I was working from home, and I kid you not, I did not shave in 7 months, man. And I'm not kidding, because
I want,
if it's a drag, man. Having to shave every morning to go to work. So I said, you know what? There's no gigs for who knows when. I don't have to go to the office. I'm staying indoors. You can't go anywhere. You couldn't even go to the grocery stores because that's the way it was. So
Mhm.
I stopped shaving.
how long did that signature ponytail get?
How long? What? Oh, the ponytail. It's still there, man. You can see it.
Yeah, people wouldn't recognize you without that.
I know, right? And Ragolito's always telling me to cut it off. "Cortatela, bro. Cut it off. Let's do this. Let's do it live. Hey, one of our kids, we're gonna advertise it like that." And he goes, "Nah, man, come on." And then he adds, "I'll buy some golden scissors so you can cut it."
You have to charge just to do that, huh?
No, well, you know what? I don't know, man. My kids have never seen me without a ponytail. I mean, I've had it all my life,
Yeah.
so it's nothing. I had it even before, it became, one of my, what do you call it? What's the word I'm looking for? Your
Signature.
Yeah, signature, if you want to call it that. Yeah, so I never thought about that until somebody brought it to my attention. Well, I never saw that. That's because that's been me all my life. Yeah.
That's crazy. Let's see who else we got here in the chat. They're all cross talking and stuff. Irene Mendoza says, "Hi, everyone. Hello, everyone. Thank you for being with us
Hello.
here. And it's awesome. All right, let's see. We got another actual song that we want to get to real quick before we get into the new one. We do have the new one, Contigo. We're going to save that one for last. But we want to play one of his other signature single here. And ladies and gentlemen, this one is called Marca Mi Número right here on the Three
Wow.
Amigos Show. Enjoy this one.
Classic.
Classic. Ba-da-ba-da. Wow, man. Beautiful song.
Te maltraté, te engañé y te fuiste. Sin tu amor, ahora estoy muy triste. Te tengo que ver y quiero tenerte otra vez aquí. Cariño, quiero regresar a ti. Marca mi número si todavía me amas. Marca mi número si aún me extrañas. Lo siento, mi amor, cometí un error. Ahora te estoy pidiendo, marca mi número y yo iré corriendo.
Call 1-800.
Si dices que vas a volver conmigo, seré muy fiel, no seré cruel, lo juro. Te tengo que ver y quiero tenerte otra vez aquí. Cariño, quiero regresar a ti. Marca mi número si todavía me amas. Marca mi número si aún me extrañas. Lo siento, mi amor, cometí un error. Ahora te estoy pidiendo, marca mi número y yo iré corriendo. Oh, marca mi número y yo iré corriendo.
Archie's Homestyle Burgers, a proud sponsor of Tejano TV, home of Catula's famous homestyle burger. Archie's Homestyle Burgers, a proud sponsor.
Oh, all right. I don't know why it keeps wanting to start over again, but I guess he wanted the encore. So
Encore.
encore. So everybody, for a good time, call 1-800 for Oscar G.
There you go.
That's an awesome song. That's a classic right there.
Is it? Yes, it
Yeah.
is.
When you did that song live over there at Jaime's place, man, everybody went crazy for that one.
Oh, and not to mention, man, that the horns, man, that really surprised me. They did it with the whole orchestra.
Yeah, they could turn any song into horns.
I
Well,
know,
put
man.
horns in any
You
song.
know what? Back in January, I did a Tejano cruise,
Mhm.
and La 45 backed me up over there, and we did Ojo de Vidro with brass.
Wow. Oh yeah, you
The
guys did it. I think you guys did it that night too, didn't you?
Okay, that was my wife was just telling me, "Come here, girl, say hello." And you'll never get in front of her camera.
Oh man.
Well, that's one of these specialties. You like to get the spouse on the camera.
Yeah. That's why I went outside. But she said, "I'm going upstairs." And she knows I'm gonna pull one of those tricks and just go sit next to her and start talking.
Well, we want to know all your dirty secrets and everything else. So we wanted to get her on camera. What's the real
Anybody knows
Oscar
me?
G like?
There you go.
Let's see. We got Danny Noyola in the house. He says, "Saludos, amigos, los tres amigos y Oscar G de parte de Ama y
Saludos.
Danny Noyola de Corpus Christi, Texas."
Wow, Corpus Christi in the house, brother.
Thank
Hello,
you.
Danny.
And he just released a new single as well. So we're going to try to get him on the show here pretty soon. So congratulations,
Awesome.
Danny Noyola.
Congratulations, that.
Nice. Yeah, the song's a classic. It's just, what was it, 92, 93 when he did that?
Yes,
It was a while back. So
it's a while back.
yeah.
This is one of your hit songs. You changed it to a slow intro. Was it this one? Like on stage live, it's like a slow intro.
Oh, well, that was always. You're talking about Marca Mi Número or which one?
I thought it was this one. I saw you performing, but it was one of your hits, and you changed the intro. It just sounded different. It was a slow, just you and maybe the keyboard player.
Probably we probably did. I know we've done it, Que Más Te Querido, but that's already been re-recorded with a slow intro.
Oh, okay.
It might have been that. I don't know.
Yeah, which one of these songs, if you got off that stage and you did not perform it, you'd have some lady at the edge of the stage saying, "Why didn't you perform?" Which one of those?
In Dallas, Texas, they went only to hear that song. They wanted to hear canciones a grito abierto, and this is for my friend Olga in Dallas. She said we wanted to dance to canciones a grito abierto. And I think that's on the Marca Mi Número CD. And she goes, "Well, I'm sorry, but I'll sing it to you after the show." So I sang the entire song to her there, a cappella, the whole
Oh,
song.
that's better. That's even better.
Yeah. I think a lot of people would riot if you didn't do Marca Mi Número or
Yes,
Ojo
yes.
de Vidrio, because those are the popular ones that you've done. I think a lot of people would riot if you didn't do those.
And you know what? When we did Dallas, what was it, last week or 2 weeks ago? I don't remember. And people that hadn't seen me in a long time waked up now with their kids, grown up, and I go, my mom used to come home with pictures, and we have pictures in the refrigerator, blah blah blah. And so when that song came up, she started talking about the old days, and so I'm glad I got to hear it. This is the daughter and her husband coming up and telling me, we've never heard your live, but my parents have been following you since trees.
A long time.
A long time. And I said, now we're fortunate that we got to hear him live, because now we're going to start following you. And I go, wow,
Nice.
man. So
Nice.
that's nice in the Dallas area.
How does that make you feel, though? I mean, besides aging or anything like that. When you have people come up to you and say, you know what, I used to listen to you as a kid, and now I got kids listening to you now. How does that make you
Yes,
feel?
yes. You know what? There's one story that made me cry. This guy was in hospital with cancer. He's out of Houston, and he said, "Oh, I used to listen to your songs while I was in my hospital bed, in my deathbed,
Oh wow.
and I would hear him, and I would really, really, he's not enough to do. Just let him in bed with the headphones on, and he shared with me that for some reason it gave him strength, made him happy, and it would just brighten up his day, and he would listen to music, and he gave me a beautiful present, and that's something that he wrote down is very personal, and it made me cry. I didn't cry there with him in front. When we left, I opened the envelope and said, "Read it when you got time." Dude, it broke me down to tears, crying like a baby, man. It's we have sang for so many people, not just myself, but every musician. Being a musician, you touch so many hearts for whatever reason that they're going through. I've seen people cry standing in front when you're singing the song that they came there to listen. You don't know what they're going through.
Mhm.
So you make people happy, and if they pay to see us, and we're so blessed as musicians. I thank God every day for the gift of voice, and because without him, n- I wouldn't be here. So that guy made me cry, and having said all that, every musician at every level, being a local band, being a touring band from all genres, not only in Tejano, but it's a gift. It's a gift. Now, sometimes you want somebody else's gifts, but no, that's not your gift.
Yeah, it's not.
So, so we have traveled thousands of miles, touched thousands of hearts, and it's all positive. And when you're up there on stage and you get all these positive vibes, you get off the stage and you're so hyper, man. You're like your adrenaline is going like, especially if you played in front of 50,000 people, like we did at the Alamo Dome one year with Los Musicales, that concert, the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo.
The legendary
Uh,
concert.
you know what? That blew me away, man. Blew my boots and socks out. The having to go in there for sound check, and the stage is in the middle of the Alamo Dome. I mean, yeah, it was no the Astrodome.
Astrodome.
And my wife and my daughters and myself. This is like in 19, what was it, 91, 92, something around there, 96. I don't remember. Pero as you're walking in there, and I'm standing there on stage doing sound check, and I'm looking to an empty Astrodome, and I go, really? Who booked this gig? Are we gonna? I mean, are we gonna really, really sell all these seats? And I was blown away, man, when showtime came around and they drove us in a pickup truck into a little tent that was there next to the stage.
Mhm.
We're all in there. And then when it's your turn to go up there, it's overwhelming. When you got 65,000 people cheering, yeah, it's overwhelming. So, and it became one of those epic concerts, man. I wish I had a copy. I don't have a copy of that. I know there's copies up there. But at the end of the show, the organization comes and they give you a belt buckle,
Mhm.
and he says every time somebody sells out every seat in the house, we present them with belt buckles.
Oh wow.
And he says, think of it like this: think of it as a Super Bowl ring.
Yeah.
He said because this is equivalent to a Super Bowl ring. He told me. I don't know if he told the same story to everybody, but he blew me away when he told me
I mean,
that.
you think
So
about how
this is
many thousands of artists,
yes,
have played and never gotten a chance to play there. And then not
yeah,
only play there, you have to sell it out.
yeah. You got
So
to
that's
set
a
it
special,
up,
that's a special
and
buckle.
I
so
mean,
yeah, this is a special buckle. That's still, and I've never worn it, but it's in my house. I have it upstairs.
and if nobody's ever been in the Astrodome when it was still open, I mean that place was massive, huge.
Yes,
I mean, I went to quite a few rodeos there, and it's just amazing, and
it
of
is
course the Astros used to play there back in the day, before the NRG Stadium, I'm still called that. Well, the Reliance Stadium, I guess, when they built
right.
that, but it was a massive place. I can imagine how you guys felt being in the middle of all that because the stage is right there in the middle of the whole place. You
And
have
it's
to drive a truck
rotating,
in order to get to the stage.
and it's rotating around as
Yeah.
you perform. So when it's your time to get off, which where do I get off from?
Well, I mean, if everybody's, I'm sure everybody's seen the last Selena concert. I mean, of course, I was in
Yes,
there. You seen
yes,
that footage? I mean, that's the way it looked. It was really huge, massive.
yes.
It's crazy
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, it is a crazy. It's crazy, but it was beautiful. People, but that was when Tejano was booming, man. Remember, the TTMA would draw like the last concert, the last show that was packed by Tejano Music Awards back in the '90s was at the Alamo Dome in San Antonio. We had 40,000 people there. It
Wow.
was awesome. So what happened? I don't know. But it happened. But hey, we're never going to go away. We're still here, and it's just starting all over again, really.
Yeah. So I mean, all your years in the industry, I mean, 70s, 80s, 90s, millennium, 2010s, up to now, what has been the biggest change for you?
The biggest change, put on some pounds.
Well, I mean, as far as the music goes, as far as Tejano, because you've been through a lot of, going from, your own stuff, show band, Force, your own again, David Lee, your own again. I mean, what has been the biggest change for you in Tejano music?
I think the Hana music is our cultura, our music. Number one is never going to go away. I think music hasn't changed. No hay, what's the saying goes? No hay malos músicos, hay malos públicos. So,
This,
I think Tejano is the same, but it kind of dropped the attendance for some artists. We don't have those big venues anymore. Like in San Antonio, for example, there's one city which is known as the Tejano capital music city of the world.
Mhm.
In any given night back in the '90s, there was like 10 clubs, not to mention Rosedale Park.
yeah,
But on any given Saturday or any given Friday night, you had at least 10,000 people going out to all these clubs that would probably accommodate 1,000 people, 500 people, 2,000 people. On any given night, one artist, one artist would pack it up. So what I've seen now is takes three artists to pack it up,
or
and some of
or
the
try to
things,
pack it up.
or try to pack it up. So and nobody travels with a 18 wheeler anymore, or two of them with all your light and sound system.
Mhm.
That's gone. Uh, a few still tour on buses when it calls for a budget that you can afford to take your bus out.
Yeah,
So we lost corporate sponsorships. We lost national shows for radio. See what else did we lose?
Record
So many
labels.
things. Record labels. All we don't have worldwide distribution like we did.
radio stations, a lot of terrestrial stations, no longer
Yes,
exist or
yes,
just don't play the music
yes,
anymore because
yes.
they've converted over to norteño or another type of genre.
Right. So I've seen it up, I've seen it down, I've seen it up, I've seen it down, but it never goes away. It will never ever go away. It might change, if you go back 60 years, conjunto was big, uh, and then somebody came up with horns, and that lasted for 20 years maybe, and then here comes this band with keyboard players, synthesizers, boom, that went around for another 20 years, and then here comes another band with an accordion player, boom, pegó. So I don't know. Is it time for horns to come back? Maybe. But how do you pay all these guys? That's the real questions, because everybody does this for a living.
Yeah.
There's musicians that have never done anything but do music, and those guys they play practically every day. They jam with local bands. But they're always busy.
Yeah.
But
But even then, like nowadays, it's easier to record a song because of all the technology. I mean, you don't have to be in the same studios anymore. You just record your part, email it over to somebody, and they'll do whatever they got to do to it, and you got a song out. So it's easier nowadays.
and not only that, to do radio shows, to do television shows, what we're doing now, I would have to travel all the way to where you are, and then you film it, you edit it, then you air it a week later. And now
Yeah.
look at us now, we're live. I don't
Yeah.
have to travel. I'm here. I'm here in my kitchen right now.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing about our show is like that, because I'm south of San Antonio, Marcus is in Waco, D's in Colorado, and then we got another DJ who's up in Washington State, and then a couple other guys are in Dallas and stuff, and another one in Houston. So maybe we're like really all over the place, but we all can meet up at the same time on Wednesday. So that's the thing about our show.
Yes, and it's a beautiful show. Keep it going, because we need more guys like you to keep us alive. Because sin ustedes, nosotros los músicos no fuéramos nadie.
And we need more music. We need more music to be played out there. So that's a good thing.
Yes, we do.
So speaking of the news of music, of course, we got your new single here, which is called Contigo, which was just released actually not too long ago, about a week or so, a couple weeks ago.
Actually, I think I released it the first week of April.
Okay, a couple weeks ago. So it's an awesome jam. So we're gonna go ahead and play this one for everybody here. If you guys have not heard it, make sure you guys request it on all your stations out there, and make sure you guys go to iTunes and purchase it, 99 cents.
Yes,
And,
please. I need to pay my phone bill.
Since Oscar G is not working anymore, he needs another source of income. So make sure you guys purchase it. All right, here goes. Brand new one, Oscar G, and this one is called Contigo, right here on the Three Amigos Show.
Remedio para ahogar mis penas, terminó siendo mi condena, pues solo encontré desolación. Con dinero intenté curar la enfermedad del alma, pero nunca encontré la calma, eso solo está en tu salvación. Es que el dinero puede comprar muchas cosas materiales, pero no las cosas esenciales, como aquellas que me has dado tú. Contigo tengo mucho más de lo que yo merezco. Contigo tengo mucho más de lo que un día soñé. Contigo fue que vi la gloria, contigo llegó mi victoria. Contigo puedo darlo todo y nunca perder. Contigo encontré el valor para enfrentar mis miedos. Contigo encontré el camino que tanto busqué. Hoy contigo voy al fin del mundo, desmayar por un segundo, pues contigo tengo la certeza de que venceré. Contigo. Con dinero yo podría comprar una mansión costosa, pero no una familia valiosa como aquella que me has dado a mí. Con dinero yo podría dormir en una cama enorme, pero nunca descansar conforme. En mi vida no te tengo a ti. Es que el dinero puede comprar muchas cosas materiales, pero no las cosas esenciales, como aquellas que me has dado tú. Contigo tengo mucho más de lo que yo merezco. Contigo tengo mucho más de lo que un día soñé. Contigo fue que vi la gloria, contigo llegó mi victoria. Contigo puedo darlo todo y nunca perder. Contigo encontré el valor para enfrentar mis miedos. Contigo encontré el camino que tanto busqué. Hoy contigo voy al fin del mundo, desmayar por un segundo, pues contigo tengo la certeza de que venceré. Contigo. Contigo.
Looking to grow your brand and reach a loyal, culture-driven audience? Tejano TV connects you directly to the heart of the Tejano community through music, tradition, and powerful storytelling. Whether you're promoting a local business or launching something big, Tejano TV offers sponsorships, ad space, and on-air features tailored to your goals. Join the movement, support Latino voices, and let your business shine where it matters most. Visit TejanoTV.com or email Mendoza8662@yahoo.com to get started today.
Love that song.
That was an awesome song. This is a brand new one.
Thank
so
you. Thank you, brother.
make sure everybody goes out there and checks it out, and make sure you guys stream it and support Oscar G. Like I said, he's retired, so he needs another source of income. So, and 99 cents will add up.
99 cents. There's another version on that one of my local friends here that is very computer savvy. I said, man, let's do something real quick because we're running out of time. The single was about to release. He said, what do you want to do? I said, well, picture a theater like when you go to Cinemark, and and then you're facing the movie screen, and said, and all these people are sitting there and just looking at the screen. And can you place my picture on the screen and then type in the words? Yeah, I can do that. De volá lo hizo, man, because he knows what he's doing. So I said, here, okay. So I send it to the person that does all the that sends it out. Her name is Rosie.
yeah.
Rosie from Rap. So Rosie's, if you're watching, saludos. Thank you for what you do. So we sent it to her, and she's the one that distributes all my music, along with a whole bunch of other artists.
Yeah.
So they came out at the same time. So you might want to go to the YouTube channel también. Y ahí está. The option is to see what we just saw on the screen right now, or to see the theater.
Is it a lyric video?
Yeah, lyric video.
Okay, nice.
So your lyric video is actually playing in the theater?
Yeah.
That's crazy. I don't think I've ever seen that done before.
Well, check it out. It's there.
I mean, usually you go to a theater and of course you're waiting before the commercials start and you have music playing, or they'll do like a little top 5 or something like that. Or
Yeah.
I remember back in the day they had the Casey Kasem show playing or whatever in the background with all the
That's
pictures and stuff. But I never actually seen a Tejano artist lyric video playing while you're waiting for the movie to start.
Right. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Isn't it?
Yeah. We need to open up our own theater then.
There you go.
Imagine how much more publicity we could give these artists doing that stuff.
Claro, yeah.
That's crazy. All right, so now before we let you go, we're gonna go ahead and put you to work a little bit here,
Okay.
and we're gonna do some live drops. So every artist that usually comes on, we like to give them the spotlight here, and we'd like to do some live recording drops so that way we can have on Tejano TV during our commercials and stuff. So we're gonna give you a couple little scripts. You're gonna put them out there, and then D's gonna do his magic and edit it later on in time, and we'll have it during the commercials. So. If you can scoot back from your camera a little bit so you can get your whole face kind of scoot it down a little bit.
Oh.
Scoot the camera down a little bit.
Oh, scoot the camera now.
Yeah.
Hold on, I have it on the little stand here.
Right there. That's good. Okay.
Right there?
Yeah, now scoot back a little bit. Move the camera just a little bit more down.
Okay.
Perfect. There you go. All right. So the first one is going to be, hey, I'm Oscar G, and you're watching Tejano TV.
Okay. Ready?
Yeah, whenever you're ready.
Hello, this is Oscar G, and you're watching Tejano TV.
One more time.
What? Is Tejano TV?
Yes.
Okay. Hello, this is Oscar G, and you're watching Tejano TV.
All right. The next one is going to be Tejano Classic TV.
Okay.
Whenever you're ready.
Órale, raza, les saluda su amigo Oscar G, and you're watching Tejano Classic TV right now.
Awesome. All right. The next one is going to be, as D says, your favorite show of all time, The Three Amigos Show.
Okay. Salud, mi gente. This is Oscar G, and you're watching my favorite all-time TV channel, The Three Amigos.
Okay. The last one is going to be Lila's Plays with the Z at the end.
Lila's
Plays with the Z at the end instead of an S. Lila's Plays.
Place. Okay.
Okay.
And say what is Lila's Place?
It is a channel that she has, and it's playing. It plays nothing but like the Latin music and stuff. You know, like Los Juanes and all those music like that.
Hello, this is Oscar G coming to you live in living color, and you're checking out Lila's Plays.
There you go. All right, and we're gonna do one more, and this is gonna be the audio, so you don't have to worry about it too much. Just say, "Hey, this is Oscar G, and you're listening to Mazz Chingon Radio, the People Station."
Okay. Hello, this is Oscar G, and you're listening to Mazz Chingon Radio. And where?
The People Station.
Oh, the People Station. Hello, this is Oscar G, and you're watching. You're listening. Hello, this is Oscar G, and you're tuned in to Mazz Chingon Radio, the People Station.
That'll work. Perfect. All right. So before we let you go, let's go ahead and see who we have for next week's show.
Okay.
This week on the Three Amigos Show.
Next week, we got something special. We got Carlos Moreno, the Grupo La Semilla, here on the Three Amigos Show. One of the pioneers of the Tex-Mex sound. You'll instantly recognize the music and the lyrics. Be here on May 7th with the Three Amigos sit down with this musical legend.
Me alegro mucho de volver a verte.
That's Carlos Moreno.
Right here on the Three Amigos Show.
All right. After a hiatus, I guess it was, he's making his return back to Tejano music. He just released a new single about a week ago, so that's going to be awesome. And it's going to be an honor for us to have him on the show. And we're going to talk about his new single and his new music that he's coming out with. And it's going to be fun. And we're going to have D back, so he's get to ask all the tough questions. So, like I said, D has a procedure tomorrow in the morning that'll checkup and stuff. Ya está haciendo viejito. So he's getting ready for that. So he apologizes for not being here tonight, but me and Marcus got to take the floor and handle everything tonight. So Oscar,
we finally got to talk tonight.
Yeah, we finally got to talk. I mean, we never get to talk.
Yeah. Thank you for the invite, guys. Truly appreciate this.
No, it's an honor. It's an honor. Thank you so much for being with us here on the show, and can't wait to see what else you got. But now that you got plenty of time to come out with a couple albums.
Yeah. Do some more gigs. Travel and enjoy life.
We
want to hear those COVID songs that you got hiding on your phone.
Yeah.
What gigs do you have coming up?
Actually, I'm in San Antonio this Sunday with Chente and with Raulito. And what I'm really looking forward to is in July, second week of July, I'll be doing that Tejano National Convention.
All right, I'll see you there.
And I'll be an invited guest with Los Musicales, David Garza Musicales.
Oh, nice.
I'll be singing with them, and I always love doing that because it just, the University of the Musicales, man, it's awesome music, happy music, dancing music.
Always, David Lee's a legend. He's got an awesome, all the guys in his band are awesome. Cesar is doing an awesome job. I think he's the longest, now the longest tenured frontman for David Lee. Now I think I can't remember how long he's been with them now.
You know what? Having said that, the longest one, he had it rougher than I did. I only had to learn 2 guys before me.
Oh yeah,
this guy has to learn the whole library, man.
Everything, casi unos 40 years of hits with everybody, between. So
and it's impossible. It's impossible to do 1,000 songs in one night. You can't do that, man. The whole song that we recorded together,
that's great.
To throw 10 songs per album. There's a whole bunch of albums out there, and you can't do 1,000 songs. That's why he goes from intro and outro, intro and outro, intro and outro, intro and outro. So they won't sing them, but at least they'll give you the intro and the outro, and it brings back a lot of memories.
Yeah, it does. All right, but Oscar, thank you so much for joining us. We really do appreciate.
Stay away from your hair on Sunday.
Yeah, right.
Stay away from the ponytail. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for joining us here. And of course, if you guys missed the show, if you guys tuned in a little bit late, we're gonna have it on Tejano TV. We do have a channel on there. It's called the Three Amigos Show, and you guys can go on YouTube as well and watch it there. And you can check out all of our past shows as well. And of course, we want to thank our sponsors: my beautiful wife Lila Mendoza with Lila Lee's Promotions, Janie's Record Shop, Archie's Homestyle Burger, Menantes Publishing, and Nuestra Música Monthly Magazine. And I am El Más Chingón, Juan Mendoza.
Marcus Daniels, Midnight Mariachi.
And our special guest.
Thank you, Juan, and thank you, Daniel. We're going to do some work together, my friend. I told you that before.
Yes.
Do it. It's overdue. It's overdue.
It is.
Muchas gracias, mira. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you, Oscar. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. We're going to get you back on the show here pretty soon.
Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is our show. We're out of here. Have a great day. Have a great week. God bless you guys. Be safe. And in the words of D. Burleson, Ate wachu!
Te wachu, loco.
Next time on The Three Amigos Show. That's right, you recognize this song. We got Carlos Moreno de Grupo La Semilla here on The Three Amigos Show. One of the pioneers of the Tex-Mex sound, you'll instantly recognize the music and the lyrics. Be here on May 7th when The Three Amigos sit down with this musical legend to talk about the highs and lows of his career. That's next week, Carlos Moreno, right here on The Three Amigos Show. Brought to you by Mas Chingon Radio, LilaLisaPromotions.com, Menantes Publishing, The Songwriter's Choice, Archie's Homestyle Burgers in Cotulla, Texas, Janie's Record Shop in San Antonio, Texas, and Tejano TV. You can view The Three Amigos Show on all your favorite streaming platforms and on all your Roku devices.